Okay, so today our topic is ratio and proportion. Okay, so first we'll discuss about ratio and then we will see about proportion. Okay, so first of all, what is ratio? The ratio is simply comparison of two quantities. Okay, comparison of two quantities. Okay, A is to B. Okay, A by B. Okay, that we already know, we have studied it earlier. Now remember that ratio has no unit. Okay, first of all, it has no unit. Okay, and ratio exists, it exists between two similar quantities. Okay, two similar quantities. Okay, two similar quantities means both should be length or both should be mass or both should be whatever, but they must be same quantity. Okay, unit might be different, which also we have to keep in mind, that is before calculating the ratio we have to convert both the units into same unit. Okay, for example, suppose if it is 2 centimeter is to 5 meter. Okay, now both are similar quantity, both are length. Now before calculating the ratio we have to first of all convert their unit into same unit. So 2 centimeter and 5 meter is 500 centimeter, and then we will cancel it, it will be 250. Okay, so the ratio is 1 is to 250. Okay, now ratio is also always expressed in simplest form. That means we have to cancel it, and then we have to express it in simplest form. Okay, understood? Now suppose we have two ratios. Okay, A is to B and C is to D. Okay, now if I ask that which of these ratios are greater, okay, which of these ratio is greater? Okay, so how will I find out? Now first, A is to B, okay, will be greater than C is to D if the product. Okay, now see, basically it is A by B is equals to C by D. Okay, now if we multiply we get A into D, cross multiply, A into D is equal, okay, A into D and, okay, don't write equals to, okay, A into D and C into B. Okay, now if the product of extreme is greater than product of means, that means this ratio will be greater. That means if A into D is greater than B into C. Okay, so if this is this is the case, then A is to B will be greater than C is to D. Now let us see number 2. So A is to B will be less than, okay, C is to D if the product A into D is less than B into C. Okay, and third case, both will be equal, A is to B will be equals to C is to D if the product of extreme, product of mean is equal. A is to D is equals to B is to C. Okay, understood? So this is the case, okay, which we have to understand, okay, which we have to use if we have a question in which we have to compare two ratios. That means which ratio is greater, which ratio is smaller. Okay, now let us move to our next topic. Okay, now we will discuss different types of ratios. Okay, now first is compound ratio. Okay, compound ratio. Okay, so what is compound ratio? Now suppose if A by B and C by D, these two ratios are given, so their compound ratio will be, okay, their compound ratio will be A multiplied by C by B multiplied by D. Okay, so simply we have to multiply the antecedent and we have to multiply the consequent. That will be the compounded ratio. Now next comes duplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio. Okay, so what is duplicate ratio? So if we have A by B, okay, so if this ratio is A by B, so its duplicate ratio will be A square by B square. We have to simply square it. Okay, now then comes triplicate ratio. Now in triplicate ratio, suppose we have A by B, okay, so its triplicate ratio will be A cube by B cube. Okay, very simple. Triplicate cube, duplicate square. Okay, now then comes subduplicate and subtriplicate. Subduplicate ratio. So first sub-duplicate ratio will be, suppose if A by B is the ratio, okay, and its sub-duplicate ratio will be root over A by root over B. We have to simply find the square root, okay. And the fifth one is sub-triplicate ratio, okay. Now suppose again if A by B is the ratio, so its sub-triplicate ratio will be cube root of A by cube root of B, okay, understood. So these are the simply names of various types of ratio: compound ratio, duplicate, triplicate, sub-duplicate, sub-triplicate, okay. So in questions they might ask that find the sub-duplicate ratio of suppose 2 by 3. Suppose if 2 by 3 they have given and the question says find its duplicate ratio, so its duplicate ratio will be square, 2 square by 3 square, that means it is 4 by 9, okay. So just like that some questions will be there. Now let us see something about proportion. Now see, if two ratios are equal, we say that they are in proportion. Suppose if A by B is equals to C by D. If these two ratios are equal, we will say that A, B, C, D are in proportion. A, B, C and D are in proportion. Okay? Understood? So if two ratios are equal, then we say that these A, B, C, D are in proportion. Okay, that means A by B is equals to C by D. Okay, now see, if three terms are in proportion, okay, now if suppose A, B and C are in proportion, okay, then we say that A, B, C are in continued proportion. Okay, so they are in continued proportion. Now what is continued proportion? So in continued proportion basically we have A by B is equals to B by C. That means A is to B is equals to B is to C. Okay. So this we have also studied earlier. If A, B, C are in continued proportion, that means A by B is equals to B by C. Or we can also say that B square is equals to AC, or if you have to find the mean proportion. Now see, if A, B, C are in continued proportion, so this B, okay, is also known as mean proportion. Okay, mean proportion. So if suppose three terms are given and the question says that find the mean proportion, or simply suppose two terms are given, okay, normally three terms will not be given, two terms are given and the question says find the mean proportion, that means we have to find the B. So we have to simply find the square root of the product of the numbers which is already given. Okay, and if the question says that find the third proportion, okay, so if A, B, C are given, then C is the third proportion. This is the third proportion. Okay, third proportion. Okay, so in third proportion again, suppose two numbers are given. Suppose I am taking one example. Suppose 2 and 3. Okay, the question says find the third proportion. Find the third proportion to this 2 and 3. So basically what we have to do, 2 is to, suppose let the third proportion be x. Okay, so 2 is to 3 will be equals to 3 is to x. Okay, now from here we have to find the x. So 2 by 3 is equals to 3 by x. So x is 9 by 2. Okay, so the third proportion will be 9 by 2. Okay, and suppose if mean proportion will be given, suppose the question says if 4 and 9. Okay, these two terms are given, question says find the mean proportion. So mean proportion of this 4 and 9 will be, mean proportion will be root over the product of these two, 4 into 9, that is 2 into 3, that is 6. Okay, so if we have to find the mean proportion, two numbers are given, we will find the square root, and if three terms are given, we have to find the third. If two terms are given and we have to find the third proportion, so we have to do like this. Okay, we have to assume the third proportion is x, y, whatever, and then we will solve it like this. Okay, now let us see some different types of proportion. Now see, let us see the first one. Suppose A by B is C by D. Okay, A by B is equals to C by D. These four terms are in proportion. Okay. Now, if we do the reciprocal, of these two, that means we will get, okay, also we will get B by A will be equals to D by C. If you do the reciprocal, then also the proportion will be same. Okay. Now, this thing is known as invertendo. invertendo. Now remember the word invertendo. Now in the question, suppose the proportion is given, okay, whatever, like 2:3 is equals to 4/9, whatever the question says, find the invertendo. That means you have to simply find the reciprocal of the first ratio and the second ratio. Okay, that's it. Now the second will be, now suppose again, if a by b is equals to c by d, okay, now if we cross multiply, if we simply interchange this place of b and c, see, c will come here, b will go there, then a by c will also be equals to b by d. Okay, a by c is equals to b by d. This is known as alternando. Okay, now third one will be, suppose if a by b is equals to c by d, it is given. Okay, now if we add 1 on both sides, okay, then also the meaning of the proportion will remain same. Okay, so we will write a by b plus 1 is equals to c by d plus 1. Okay, we'll simply add 1 on both sides. We will get, okay, we will get a plus b by b is equals to c plus d by d. Okay, now this is very important. It is known as componendo. Okay, it is known as componendo. Okay, remember the terms, remember the words, very very important. Okay, now fourth one I will get, if I subtract 1 in both the ratios. Okay, now if I subtract 1, then a by b minus 1, c by d minus 1. If I subtract 1 on both sides, I will get a minus b by b is equals to c minus d by d. Okay, now this is known as dividendo. Dividendo. Okay, now in fifth one, what I will do, I will divide these two. Now if I divide these two, okay, a plus b by b divided by a minus b by b, okay, is equals to c plus d by d divided by c minus d by d, then see what I will get. Okay, so if a by b and c by d are given, now if we use, okay, basically we will, the term is using componendo and dividendo. Okay, so if we are using componendo and dividendo, then the result becomes a plus b by a minus b is equals to c plus d by c minus d. Now this is known as componendo and dividendo. Okay, now componendo is when we add 1 we get componendo, and dividendo is when we subtract 1 we get this dividendo, and if we use both, that means we are dividing these two. Okay, now first we added 1, we subtracted 1, then we divided these two, we get this result, a plus b by a minus b is equals to c plus d by c minus d. Now this is the most important topic in this exercise. Okay, because in most of the question we have to use componendo and dividendo both. Okay, this thing. Okay, understood? So copy it and then we'll see some more results based on this proportion. Okay, now our sixth one is, suppose again a by b and c by d is given. Okay, so now what we will do, we will first reciprocal it. Okay, first we will reciprocal, we will write b by a is equals to d by c. Okay, we are using invertendo, and then we are subtracting 1 on both sides, minus 1 on both sides, so we will get b minus a by a is equals to d minus c by c. Okay, now we will take minus common. Okay, if we take minus common and then cancel it, we will get a minus, cancelling it, we will get a minus b by a is equals to c minus d by c. Okay, and then again we will invert it, so we will get a by a minus b is equals to c by c minus d. Okay, now this is known as convertendo. Okay, understood? So these are the various terms. Okay, so if a by b is equals to c by d, then this term is known as convertendo. A by a minus b is equals to c by c minus d. Okay, see, our last topic is, suppose if a by b is equals to c by d is equals to e by f. Okay, these three ratios are equal, so they are also equal to the sum of their antecedent, a plus c plus e by b plus d plus f. Okay, sorry, b plus d plus f. Okay, so if these three ratios are equal, so they are also equal to the sum of their antecedent by sum of their consequent. This is very important result. In some questions we might have to use this. Okay, now after knowing this, let us see some questions. Okay, Okay, now let us see this question. In the question it is given that if a by b is equals to c by d, now this is given, we have to prove this: a square plus b square is 2a square minus b square is equals to ac plus bd is to ac minus bd. Now let us see how to solve this question. Okay, now this is a very standard method, okay, which can be used in any of the question. Now see, first of all I will write a by b is equals to c by d. Now this was already given. Okay, so we will write let a by b is equals to c by d is equals to k. Okay, now see, each of these ratios is equals to k, then we can write that a by b equals to k. That means a will be equals to bk. Okay, and c by d is equals to k, so c will be equals to dk. Okay, understood? So a by b is equals to c by d is equals to k, so a will be equals to bk and c will be equals to dk. Okay, now what we will do, we will write LHS. Okay, so in LHS we have this, that is a square plus b square by a square minus b square. Now instead of a we will put this value. Okay, so we will write that bk square plus b square by bk square minus b square. So this becomes b square k square plus b square by b square k square minus b square, and then we will take out b square common and we will cancel it. So b square k square plus 1 by b square common, it is k square minus 1. So b square cancel, we got k square plus 1 by k square minus 1. Okay, so this is our final solution, means the LHS we have simplified it in terms of k. Now we will solve for RHS and we will see if we are getting the same result as LHS or not. So here we have AC plus BD by AC minus BD. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to put the value of A as BK and C as DK. Okay, so here I will get AC will be BK multiplied by DK. Now C is DK and A is BK plus BD by, here again I am writing bk multiplied by dk minus bd. Okay, now see, this will become bd k square plus bd, and this will become bd k square minus bd. Now we will take out bd common. If I take out bd common, then I will get k square plus 1, and if I take out bd common from the denominator, I will get k square minus 1. bd cancelled, I will get k square plus 1 by k square minus 1. Now you see the result in LHS and RHS both are same, hence it is proved. Okay, so then I will write that therefore LHS is equals to RHS, hence proved. Okay, understood? Now let us see another question. Okay, now let us see this question. Okay, so in this question, the question says solve for x. Okay, this is my given expression and we have to find what is the value of x. Okay, now see, in this question, we have to use the properties of that ratio proportion. Okay, so here the property will be used is componendo and dividendo. Okay, which is also very important property. Okay, now let us see. So this is my given expression. Now here I will write using componendo and dividendo. Okay, now what was componendo dividendo? If two ratios were equal, then in the numerator we had the sum of this and this denominator, and in the denominator we had the difference of these two, and here also same thing. Okay, so once we use componendo dividendo, we can write like this: root over a plus x plus root over a minus x. Now this is the numerator plus the denominator, that is root over a plus x minus root over a minus x by, okay, and the denominator we have root over a plus x plus root over a minus x minus the denominator, that is a plus x minus root over a minus x. Okay, and on the RHS also we will write c plus d by c minus d. Okay, now we will simplify it. Now you see on addition, okay, when we add it, a minus x gets cancelled. Okay, and on the denominator, when we open this bracket, see, when we open this bracket, okay, this becomes plus and this becomes minus. So in the denominator, this gets cancelled, a plus x. So in the numerator we have 2 root over a plus x, and the denominator we have 2 root over a minus x, which is equals to c plus d by c minus d. Now see, just by using comparative dividend, see our expression has simplified into much smaller. Okay. Now see, after that what we will do, we will square both sides to remove this root, because we have to find the value of x, so we have to take out x, separate the x. Okay, so we will square both sides. So on squaring both sides, I will write like this. Let us write one step, that is root over a plus x by root over a minus x. Now we are squaring it, and also on this side also c plus d by c minus d, we are squaring it. Okay, now see what we will get after squaring. What we will get? Okay, so after squaring, see, this root will disappear. Okay, means it will become a plus x by a minus x equals to, now this will become c plus d whole square by c minus d. Okay, let me square it. Okay, let me square and write it. Okay, that is c square plus d square plus 2cd by c square plus d square minus 2cd. Okay, this is the a plus b whole square, this is a minus b whole square. You can write 2cd in the middle, doesn't matter, same thing. Okay, now we will use comparative dividend once again. Okay, now again using, we will write again using c and d. Okay, I am writing it in short, c and d. Now see what will happen. So it will be a plus x plus a minus x, okay, the numerator plus denominator, and a plus x minus, once we subtract it, the sign this will change. So a minus a plus x, okay, and here see what will happen. C square plus d square plus 2cd plus c square plus d square minus 2cd by c square plus d square plus 2cd, and once we subtract it, the sign will change, minus c square minus d square plus 2cd. Okay, now see what will happen. Here this x will get cancelled, and here this a will get cancelled. So in the numerator we will have 2a by 2x, and here see 2cd cancels, and the denominator c square and d square gets cancelled. Okay, so here we will get 2 c square plus d square, I am taking out 2 gone by 2cd. Okay, and then here I will get 2 into 2cd. Now this 2 cancels, this 2 cancels. Okay, so finally see, I will take this x here, bring this here, and will send this one. So I will get 2a into, so I will get a into 2cd by c square plus d square is equals to x. Okay, this came here, this came down, x went there. So therefore finally x is equals to 2acd by c square plus d square. Now this is my value of x after solving for x. Okay, so basically what we did, we used comparative dividend 2 times. Okay, and we'll get the answer. Okay, so in this way some questions are there. In some questions we might have to think a little bit. Okay, obviously. Okay, and in some questions we have to directly use comparative dividend. Comparative dividend is very important. Most of means whatever questions are there in which we have to use the property, in that normally comparative dividend will be used. Okay, so continue to solve this exercise. If you have any problem, then obviously ask. Okay.